Hey, this is Rick, and I'm going to read some Neville for you today, for you and for myself. Thanks for being here. Listen to your thoughts, and you will hear God's words. A thought that is not felt produces nothing, but a thought producing motor elements reproduces itself. Catch God in a moment of a motor element, such as anger, fear, or frustration, being congratulated or congratulating, and you will know what is going to happen in your world. Unless, of course, you arrest your thoughts and revise them. Most of us, however, are not aware of what we are doing, so we do not observe the Creator. But we can catch him as he streams into our surface, mind least disguised in the form of productive fancy. If, while riding the bus, driving the car, sitting at home, or standing at a bar, you hear a remark and react by moving on the inside, that remark will fulfill itself in what your life becomes. This principle sets you free if you are willing to assume its responsibility. But whether you assume it or not, you will fulfill your every motor element thought anyway. So in the end, you will not sympathize or condemn, but simply tell those who may be going through an unpleasant experience of this principle. And if they accept it, let the principle work in their lives. Now, the average person in America is either Christian or Jew. Ask any one of them if they believe that imagining creates reality, and the chances are they will give you a negative response. But although they do not know it, if they believe in God, they believe in imagination. They may read scripture and accept the words on the surface, but their meaning has not become a part of their thinking. Last night, for instance, I heard Billy Graham for the first time. Here were thousands of people in the audience listening to a 1,000-member choir sing the song, "Oh, How I Love Jesus." Now, I don't want to be critical, but when I heard Billy Graham speak, I realized he had not the slightest concept of Jesus, far less his second coming. He said if Jesus should come now, just imagine there would be no more cancer, no more heart failures, and no more death. Billy Graham believes heaven is made up of flesh and blood bodies in excrementitious states. And they would have to have bathrooms there. They would have to have bathrooms there if there were no more death. If you were still in a body, that is excrementitious. Excrementitious. You would have to take food which is given you, take in food which is given you, and what you could not assimilate, you would have to expel. And unless you lost all sense of shame and reverted to the animal world, you would have to have a bathroom. I listened to this man and asked myself, is this the man who was entertained at the White House and received by the Pope at the Vatican? On the other hand, the Pope is equally silly concerning the mystery of Christ. Then at the end of the program, there was an appeal for money. He will give you 2 books which you hadn't asked for. One interprets the Bible and the other interprets the first one. All you need to do is send in your donation to this simple address: Billy Graham, Minneapolis, Minnesota. But, said he, this program is costing us $500,000. And we don't have that sort of money. So if you are alone, please send in a contribution. But if you are not alone, then take up a collection among you, all who are with you, and send it in. Now this goes on night after night for one solid week. He is a grand and wonderful being, but he has no concept of the mystery of Christ. Now I want to show you what I mean when I say you can be exactly what you want to be. Let me begin by telling you that for the last couple of months, I have felt like the devil. Yet I knew I was responsible for the hell I found myself in. The doctor gave me every possible test, and when I saw him yesterday, he told me I was a dilemma. You know what a dilemma is? It's an argument presenting two or more alternatives equally conclusive against an opponent. In other words, if you start on the assumption that whatever you choose, your conclusion will be wrong, you have a dilemma. You can use anything as a dilemma. That's me. My blood indicated one thing in a certain test and opposite in another. The test only confirmed what I already knew. But the cause of my discomfort lay in the depth of my soul and not in any secondary cause, such as the thyroid, heart, liver, kidney, or anything outside of myself. I am wearing a body, but it is not me. I put myself into this body, which limits me. I am its operant power. It cannot be causeful, as it only reflects what I am entertaining in my imagination. I must not justify it, condemn, or excuse myself in any way. Knowing I did not feel well, I changed my feelings. And when the test came back, I learned I was a dilemma. I ask you to take the same responsibility, to not pass the buck to any person. Let me insert this. This is Rick's words. If you take the same responsibility, you gain freedom. Now, you might already know that, but newer listeners may not know that. If it's all on you, you have the freedom to change it. You gain freedom. Back to Neville's words. To not pass the buck to any person. I ask you to take the same responsibility, to change it, to know it's you, and to change it. To discover for yourself that imagining truly does create reality. If the cause of all life is God, then God must be all imagination. And because you can imagine, then like God, you are pure imagination in yourself. Regardless of what reason and your senses deny, you can imagine anything and bring it to pass if this premise is true. And I think that's enough for now. Thank you for listening. I'll talk to you soon. Have a great day, everybody. Great day, great life, and a great eternity. And a great eternity. Thanks for being here. Take care now. I'll be back later.